started, and it was my intention to come and talk about a few things about my insurance business so that I could begin helping more of my millennials, my millennial mothers, millennial women to help get their houses in order. And by doing that, obviously also helping to get mine in order. But anyway, after getting elevated and it kicking in, I noticed a certain portion of my head where I feel like the the smoke went, right? And I knew to pay attention, and I asked what what items are housed back there, like what functions that go on in the body and therefore in the world are dominated by back there. And then another thought came in regard to the 12 tribes. I have taught a little bit briefly about how the 12 tribes are not just, they're not merely a people like this, like with earth and body. It is an energy, an energetic signature that marks people. And to be honest, you can have multiple energies at work in you, meaning you could have been touched by every tribe. I digress. So then Spirit started bringing up to me um, information about one of the tribes that is connected to the concept of usury. And so, therefore, what we know is credit and loans and interest. There's a tribe that is associated with that, but then they're also associated with freeing themselves, becoming liberated from usury. Here's the other thing: the 12 tribes tells a story about the salvation of the indigenous people of this world, I would say, and then anybody who allies themselves with the indigenous. So, I'm also hearing that, that's why I'm pausing. I'm also hearing that this is also about just like humankind, mankind being liberated from systems that oppress, period. But as you go up and down, things get larger and they get smaller. The smaller, um, but not insignificant parts of this journey do deal with race. Skin color does matter. But as we expand, you begin to understand that it's not that big. Anyway, I digress. So I want to go look for the tribe that I was talking about so that I could bring that to our attention. And the energetic marker of people who belong to this group of people who it is part of their blessing, part of their birthright to liberate themselves from systems. They are going to have this marker and therefore could be identified with this tribe. Okay, so I don't know why this came up, but it did. I think it was the tribe of Asher. But it might not be. Let me hold on. Okay, So I found which tribe it is, you guys. It is the tribe of Levi. Okay. So it's both Levi and it's Asher, and here's why. Levi deals with being attached to. Um, it means to twine or to thread, to string, cord, braid, to unite. It also says to remain, to borrow as a form of obligation, or to lend. It means to abide with, borrow or borrower, cleave, join, join self, lend, and lender. That touches on so many things to me because this right here also deals with the idea of marriage and union. So, in essence, when we borrow or when we lend from one another, we are we're making a covenant. We're being bound together. We are abiding with each other. Moving on. Let me go to Ashar. So the negative aspect of that is when you have someone who continuously oppresses, cuts into another person, causing them esoterically to bleed out because you are compounding interest upon them. You're imposing more on them, asking them for more and more. So that also is connected to the tribe of Gad. Gad is about invasion, overcoming. It also talks about fortune. It says God in the sense of distributing fortune. Gadad, which is also the root word that this comes from. It means to crowd, also to gash, as if by pressing into, to assemble, to gather selves, or to gather together, gather self in troops, cut selves, slice, cut, gather together, assemble, hew, gather, coriander, a seed cut out of the plant, a prized spice, fortune, slice means to band, troop, army, company, furrow, cutting. So this Gad is known as a troop. They're known to like break off into smaller groups and fight and stuff together for war. This is also the tribe connected to fortune. This can also mean literally to attack. Now, when I was thinking about this under the guise or the concept of usury and like getting loans and creditors and lenders and borrowers, it made me think about the fact that the way that the system has been formulated to keep people in power and to keep certain people ruling in the sectors of the finances and stuff and everything else, they have created a system that binds them to every group of people that exists. Anyway, Asher means to be happy, Ashar to be straight, to be level, to be right, to be happy. Figuratively, this means to go forward, be honest, prosper, call or be, bless, blessed, happy to go, guide, leave, lead or relieve. And honest, true people who prosper because of fairness. What makes them happy is to be this way, fair, right, and honest. This is how and why they are blessed. This is what, for many people who feel like things are supposed to be just and true, everything in their proper order and in their rightful place, no oppression but harmony. People choosing to covenant together without usury, right? Without taking over. This is the idea of homeostasis, the idea of harmony, world peace, heaven on earth. This is what it means. This is what the name Asher or Ashar, which is connected to this particular tribe. So you can consider, as I wrap this up, you can consider each and every tribe not only a real people, but an energetic signature that is depicting a season of life that everyone that exists in this plane experiences at one point or another. Okay? So, and it talks about the periods where you go into hardship and trials, which would be considered the cursed life, and then a season where everything is flowing, working in your favor. You have peace, you have safety and security. This is the blessing. All right. Peace, love, light, and darkness, which all work together to bring balance and harmony first within ourselves and then within our world. I'll be back to talk about the messages that I'm getting specifically for millennial. I'm not going to say just millennial women, but specifically for women about getting the house in order, okay? And how my insurance business, I believe, is for me right now, the season that I'm in, going to be a really intricate part of how to amass wealth to ourselves and to get back on the right side of the lender borrower, you understand, dynamic. All right, if you're interested in that, stay tuned. Bye, you guys.